Alright, Arsenal have gone ahead to win their other game of the season. It's now 4 wins and 1 draw in the season, and Arsenal obviously setting the pace up to really match the teams like Liverpool, Man City, and Tottenham Hotspur, who are obviously trying to put in a shift that will obviously take us to the next level where we deserve to be. Welcome to this channel. This is the Rokani Media Football, and Arsenal have finally gone ahead to break the curse at the Goodson's Park. It has been 6 years since Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously not win at the Goodson's Park, but finally they've gone ahead to break the curse, and Arsenal are really winners that have gone ahead to be well deserved onto the end of the final whistle that has been blown by the referee. Let's smash close to 500 likes on this video, and this is Rokani David. You can call me Abradi onto the Rokani Media Football. This is the YouTube channel, and we are obviously into the match preview. We thank God for the gift of life. That's the Christians and the Muslims. Allah is thanked for the gift of life. So I'm going to give to you, and Barakallahu fikum. Now let's get into this game. You know, what shows you that this game was really hard and it meant a lot for Arsenal to win it, to break the dreadlock, was simple, that Arsenal had only 1 shot on target and it was not even threatening in the first half. That shows you exactly how tight this game was, and how Mikel Arteta said that last season they were able to break the dreadlock of certain teams that they're going to head away at home and not won, like Tottenham Hotspur, and they won that game by 2-0, and here they come to break another one at the Goodson's Park through that Trossard goal. You know, sometimes you don't need to score very many goals, but what you have to do is simple: keep it tight and obviously watertight at the back. And that's what Arsenal have gone ahead to do, because even Everton, I think, had only 1 shot on target in the entire 90 minutes that were played at Goodson's Park, and none of those was really threatening, because David has gone ahead to keep a clean sheet without being tested. You know, he has not been tested, but this has been the way Arsenal does its things since last season away from home. I told you even in the match day live before this game really started that Arsenal is one of those teams that have gone ahead to obviously find themselves in a position of keeping very many clean sheets away from home other than keeping clean sheets at home. When you look at Arsenal this season, I think they've not kept a clean sheet at home. You know, Nottingham Forest, they conceded 1. Fulham, they conceded 2. At Man United, they conceded 1, meaning that 3 games played at Emirates, no clean sheet kept. And that was the same thing that happened at Arsenal last season. In the first, how many games they played at Arsenal, they first kept a clean sheet when they are playing Nottingham Forest at the Emirates. And it took a lot of them to obviously keep a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest. But all in all, a win is a win, and they always keep clean sheets away from home. And David Raya has gone ahead to keep 1 clean sheet. But you will obviously have to credit Mikel Arteta for obviously knowing what exactly to do when it came, or when it mattered most for Arsenal to win the game of football. Remember, I even went ahead to tweet right on my Twitter handle that you can as well follow me at It's Rokani David. I tweeted at halftime that Arsenal found themselves in a situation of not being able to finding an opening in the final third of the pitch, because Everton were compact and they denied them with it, you know, that is Bukayo Saka and Martinelli. Then what they did next was to have lots of bodies in the 18 yards box area, so it was hard for Arsenal to find an opening. And I really said there are 2 things they should do. 1, get on Gabriel Jesus. Why Gabriel Jesus? He's going to create space for all these players like Bukayo Saka and Trossard to thrive, and Martin Odegaard, because he has some good movement, and obviously they are always keeping an eye on him. He's like a white dog in the public, and that's what really happened. And the manager really went ahead to bring on Gabriel Jesus around was it around the 60th minute? That's when he brought him on. He brought on Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus went ahead to do the needful, and Edin Ketia was really taken off. Edin Ketia was really isolated in the entire game, and the only time that we felt his impact was when Martinelli scored that goal, but Edin Ketia was really offside because he played that ball to Fabio Vieira, and Fabio Vieira released the player called Martinelli, and Martinelli went ahead to obviously bury that ball in the back of the net. But when you look at Arsenal today, they've gone ahead to score through a set piece, and it shows you that Arsenal is really one of the best teams in the Premier League to score goals through set pieces. And Opta Joe is telling us that since last season, Arsenal has scored more goals from corners than any other team in the Premier League, and they've gone ahead to score 16 goals, and those are really huge. No team has gone ahead to score very many goals from corners like Arsenal. It shows you that all what they did, I'm even watching it here again, Odegaard finding a pass to find Fabio Vieira, and Fabio Vieira had the right to play it to find Zinchenko. Zinchenko played that ball to find Martin Odegaard. Odegaard released Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka towards the byline with a cut back, and it finds Leandro Trossard. Trossard really placed that ball into the back of the net. When you look at how they obviously started it, it was like a training ground goal. As I told you against Man United, the second goal that Declan Rice scored against us, we of Man United, was a train ground goal, a corner, because the way Gabriel Magalhaes shielded out Evans, you know, and Tomiyasu made a run from the far post at the front post, was really showed that it was really a training ground corner, because Bukayo Saka's aim was to go to the far post, and it was controlled very well by Declan Rice, and Declan Rice really controlled it with his chest and then hit it into the back of the net. And I've even seen that today, especially every time Bukayo Saka went in for those corners, he went in for far post efforts, you know, and one was successful, but Ben White couldn't really bring it back to the goal, couldn't bring it back to the 16th area of Everton, but he really did the needful to obviously deliver like 3 at the far post. So it shows you how a team is organized and how Arsenal has very many ways of killing its enemies. I've always told you that having very many ways to kill a rat is very important, because in the open play it looked like Arsenal couldn't get a goal, and in the first half they only had 1 shot on target, and it was courtesy of Ben White. Then even in the second half, I think there is a moment that they released Fabio Vieira, but Fabio Vieira went in for a cut back cross, yet he was facing the goalkeeper, and I was happy for what he did. I'd rather have a player like him doing like that in those areas, because you obviously have to know that it is one of those that takes you to where you deserve to be as a player of a team, because assets are the hardest thing to obviously create. That is it. But if you have some good players that obviously create lots of things for your players, they obviously thrive. And credit to Arsenal for keeping another clean sheet. Remember, the first game they played away from home was against Crystal Palace. Amidst them having a red card, they managed to keep a clean sheet. And they've gone ahead to keep another clean sheet today, meaning that those are 2 clean sheets away from home. And as I told you always, you know, this word is always repeated, or this statement is always repeated, that goals win matches, but clean sheets win trophies. If at all you win trophies, you just need to first know how to make it watertight at your back. And if at all you make it watertight, then everything will go on as planned for your team, as people keep on really giving you the best that you deserve, because your opponents will obviously know that it's hard for you to score. Remember, when Jose Mourinho was at Chelsea, I think it was his first spell, second spell, the guy went, I think, 15 games without conceding any goal, and he won most of those games by 1-0. Remember, even the Premier League putting their money close to, was it 100,000 pounds for a player who is going to first score against Peter Cech at Chelsea. So, and that season they went ahead to win the league, I think, by 90 points at Chelsea, because they really put in a very, 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 very huge performance that everyone really required. And so, for me, so far so good. This is one of the things that shows that Arsenal have gone ahead to rectify some of the mistakes that they never really had time to re-rectify last season. They lost 1-0 here. They've gone ahead to obviously win 1-0. They lost 1-0 last season. They've gone ahead to win 1-0 here this season. That is a very huge progress, and I think Arteta is obviously geared up. From beating Man United, all what you needed was a win like this to increase the confidence that you are really a team that is ready to take on Man City. And I'm going to show you how the stats were and how the table really is looking right now into the Premier League. But Leandro Trossard, he's such a talent. He's such a talent, and obviously you saw to it that when Jesus came on through, the mobility really increased, quick passing, you know, intricate passing, and obviously Everton was put to a press, always pressed to the wall. Fabio Vieira, another player that really put in another huge performance today, and I think he has gone ahead to show Kai Havertz that your position is not in safe hands, because I'm here to obviously go for it. And Fabio Vieira put in a very huge performance, and it gives Arsenal a lot than Kai Havertz. But Kai Havertz came on through and had lots of things to do. And one of the things Kai Havertz had to do was to obviously come in through and really decrease the tempo of the game. That is it. He slowed it down, and you needed a player like him because he is a player who is really press resistant, and he can keep the ball every time you want him to keep. And Arteta really got his tactics right. But to me, I believe we're going to have to make the sub of Gabriel Jesus early enough, because Eddie Nketiah was doing nothing on the field of play. And I think his morale is really down. Do you know why? When he went for the England national team, they never gave him a single minute to play. That really affects the psychology of the player, especially mentally. And all what he needed was a goal this time around, but the service was really limited. Bukayo Saka was really cut off, not until he put in that cutback cross that really led to an assist that Trossard really went ahead to score. And obviously, they never had other chances. But all that is happening, and there is one player not really giving his flowers. Let's give Declan Rice his flowers. The difference between the team of Arsenal that lost at Goodson's Park last season and the team that's going to hit to win this season is Declan Rice. In the team that started, it was only Declan Rice and David Raya that really were not part of the team. But let me school you. David Raya had nothing to do in that game, because no shot was directed to him that was obviously tough for him to save, and he found himself really doing the needful. So let's talk about Declan Rice as being pivotal, because what Everton did last time was to obviously bull these Arsenal players. They bulled them left, right, and center, and they won all the battles. But with Declan Rice coming on the field of play, he has gone ahead to boss that midfield and win all the duels. I've seen him really put in lots and lots of interceptions, blocks, checkmates, and I think he just put out one pass wrong. That is it. It shows you how good he is and how Mikel Arteta really made his homework right before he signed this player known as Declan Rice. So let's go to the player stats, the game stats as how they went down. It is 8 shots by Everton and 13 shots by Arsenal. 1 shot on target by Everton. Shows you how Arsenal never allowed them to come close to David Raya. And 4 shots on target by Arsenal, and that was included. That included in that one really crossed the line of Leandro Trossard when he placed that ball to the far post, and the goalkeeper Pickford couldn't obviously come to his rescue. 25% possession by Everton, 75% ball possession by Arsenal. Obviously, Arsenal had the lion's share of these. Then 231 passes completed by Everton. Arsenal completed 671, almost times 3. The number of passes is almost 3 times that Everton put up together. Shows you how Arsenal dominated them to the max. 66% ball possession by Everton and 89% ball possession by Everton. 12 fouls by Everton and 10 fouls by Arsenal. 1 yellow card to Everton and 1 yellow card to Arsenal. It went to Gabriel Magalhaes after blocking Beto from obviously going past him. It was a professional foul and was really required, because when you look at how Beto had gone ahead to play that ball through them, you don't expect that Zinchenko had gone ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes could have gone ahead to stop him to really hit that ball into the back of the net or really win the battle, especially the physical battle. So he had to obviously stand stiff and hard, and it was like Beto hit on the brick wall and went down. That's when Gabriel Magalhaes really got a yellow card. 0 red cards for both sides. 1 offside to Everton and 4 offsides to Arsenal. 1 corner to Everton and 11 corners to the side of Arsenal. So it shows you how intense this game was, and Arsenal really had a lion's share of everything positive in the game, and Everton came in through to obviously keep it tight at the back and play a low block, then hit Arsenal on the break. But that was not allowed, and they found themselves in a position of losing out on everything onto this game. Now, let's get straight into how the table is really looking, because Arsenal fans can't wait to really look at this. Man City, 5 games played, 15 points. Tottenham Hotspur, 5 games played, 13 points. They are really in second. Liverpool, 5 games played, 13 points. And Arsenal, 5 games played, 13 points. What's the difference? It's all about the number of goal difference that these two teams really have. Liverpool and Tottenham have 8. Arsenal really has 5. And Arsenal have gone ahead to concede, by the way. Arsenal have gone ahead to score 9. Have gone ahead to concede 4. So they need to obviously keep it tight more and obviously get it to the no. Brighton, 12 points. West Ham, 10 points. Aston Villa, 9. Crystal Palace, 7. Fulham, 7. Brentford, 6. Newcastle, 6. Nottingham Forest, 6. Man United is 13th with 6 points. That's the team I support. Chelsea today is going to hit to draw with Bournemouth, and they've gone ahead to find themselves in a position of collecting 5 points in their 5 games they've gone ahead to play. Very much touching for that side of Chelsea. And what a way to return to the Champions League, because Arsenal have gone ahead to play PSV at Emirates, and Arsenal have gone ahead to rest some good players. Jesus has rested, Ramsdale has been rested, Kai Havertz has been rested. So you anticipate that they are going to go in the Champions League with a very good fresh team that can do the job and obviously take them to the levels where they deserve to be as a team of Arsenal. So Arsenal played a high line on the day. I like the way William Saliba really closed down that Beto guy. Beto is fast and he's a very, very, very strong player, you know, but the way Saliba pocketed him showed you how good this 22-year-old player of Arsenal is, and he is obviously imposing himself to the game better and better and better. So it shows you exactly what the game of football is all about and what people are supposed to be making about this. So thank you guys for watching through. That's what I had to say about the game of Everton and Arsenal. But for Everton, Sean Dyche is really in trouble, and I don't know what they are going to do, because Everton is now having 1 point and they are 18th. You know, in 5 games, they've gone ahead to lose 4 and drawn 1. I don't know what decision is going to be in the next 10 games, because, sorry, in the next 5 games to make it 10, as they have to obviously perform. If they don't perform, he might be the first manager to be sacked. Now, when you look at Arsenal, their next fixture is with PSV on Tuesday. That is it. Then on Sunday, they are going to play Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates. Big one, big one. Then in the midweek, they are going to play Brentford after next week, and then play away at Bournemouth. You know, then they will go to Rennes in France, and then conclude their fixtures with Man City at Emirates on the 8th of October, and that's when Arsenal will obviously gear themselves out for the international break, and that's when they return to play Chelsea, Sevilla, Sheffield United, Newcastle, and Sevilla. So that's all about Arsenal, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy what Arsenal's fixture are, and your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. But good win for Arsenal. Saka, nice play for that assist, and then Leandro Trossard for obviously making it count when it mattered most for the club of Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I'm calling upon your reactions into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name. Arsenal has gone ahead to win its 4th game of the season, and they are just 2 points behind Man City. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. Me out, the Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barakallahu fikum, and may Allah grant you abundantly with all what you guys want and urging for. Bye-bye.